Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about how LeBron James still living in Steph Curry's world, man. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. This was the Steph Curry era that we just went through. The 2010s was the Steph Curry era. I told you guys, I'm done with LeBron James. I don't want to hear about LeBron James anymore. To me, Steph Curry is the greatest player of his era. I'm ranking Steph Curry above LeBron James all time. I feel like I have to do that. It's irresponsible, I feel, of me, or any true basketball fan that actually watched this stuff go down. I feel like it's irresponsible for anyone to put LeBron James above Steph Curry. I just don't see how you can do it. I just don't see how you can do it. And last night was more the same. Steph Curry put on the show, and the Golden State Warriors beat the Los Angeles Lakers last night. In LA, once again, the Lakers lose a home game, which is actually a shocker because they're usually pretty decent at home, the Lakers. But Steph Curry was doing Steph Curry things, guys. And once again, this highlights and exposes LeBron James, man, and highlights Steph Curry's greatness. And LeBron James still living in Steph Curry's world, guys. Remember that. We're going to talk about this video. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled, man, by all support. You guys know the deal, man. Like I said, you guys send me messages, emails. Shout out, special thanks goes out to my man CP, who came through with the super thanks. Shout out to my man CP. I read your message. Listen, you guys know how I feel, man. Much respect to all you guys. CP, thank you very much, man. You're a true supporter of my channel. Thank you very much. And I want to send another special thanks to my man, Mac Man, who's been a true supporter of my channel for a long, long time now. So shout out to Mac Man, who came through with the super thanks. Thank you very much to all you guys. Like I said, man, it's truly humbling, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to talk about how LeBron James still living in Steph Curry's world, man. To me, there's really nothing LeBron James can do at this point now, you know, to get out from under Steph Curry's shadow, I feel like, man. You know what? It's crazy because, you know, all these years we were told, or we were, you know, trying to, you know, they try to make us believe that it's LeBron James right behind Michael Jordan. Oh, LeBron James, second greatest player of all time at worst, right? This is what a lot of LeBron James fans say. Oh, at worst, he's the second greatest player of all time. No, that's not even true. I told you, at best, LeBron James ain't top 10. At best, he's not worthy of it. If you have LeBron James in your top 5 or your top 10, once again, you're not holding yourself to any standard. And I would love to know who you have in your top 10. I would love to see this list because I would love to see who you value, who you hold to the standard, and then compare LeBron James to those guys. So I told you, I can't do it. I just can't. There's no way that I could value these other players that I consider top 10 players, in my opinion, that I consider worthy of a top 10. There's no way that I can have those guys on that list and have LeBron James on the list at the same time. There's no way. It doesn't make any sense. I can't put LeBron James with Larry Bird, or with Magic Johnson, or with Bill Russell, or with Hakeem Olajuwon, or Tim Duncan, or Kobe Bryant, or Michael Jordan, or Will Chamberlain. I can't put him with any of these guys. Jerry West, Dr. J. Hell no. I won't do it. I won't do it. You do whatever you want. I'm not doing it, guys. So they're trying to sell us this, right? But over the last several years, we've exposed LeBron James. He has been exposed. And people are becoming more educated. They're becoming more aware. They're actually living in reality. And they're listening to people who are trying to give you the facts. So once again, I'm not trying to create a narrative here for Michael Jordan. I don't give a damn if you think Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time or not. I really don't give a damn. I told you guys, that's not what it's about. It's about setting the record straight. That's what it's about, man. Holding the standard, guys. Because for some reason, we're not doing that here, right? People are not doing that anymore. They won't hold the standard. They're not going to set the record straight, guys. They make up narratives. They lie. They, once again, try to rewrite history. We won't allow this. So I'm not subscribing to LeBron James, the greatest player of his era, LeBron James right behind Michael Jordan. Just not happening. And like I told you, for me, LeBron James been living in Steph Curry's world, and last night was more the same. So if you guys don't know, which I'm sure you guys do, the Golden State Warriors beat the Los Angeles Lakers in LA last night. It was a good game for Steph Curry. And once again, Steph Curry just embarrassed Luka Doncic out there, man. I mean, this is what we're talking about. When we talk about these guys are not two-way players. And they're not as great as they're hyped up to be in this era. Because in this era, you don't really have to be a two-way player. You don't really have to do those kinds of things. Whereas guys back in the day, you had to be a two-way player, or you had to do multiple things on the court at a high level, right? And Luka Doncic just can't play any defense, guys. We get it. He don't even have the effort to play defense, man. He don't even have the athleticism, the foot speed, or even look at his defensive stance. He doesn't even know how to play defense, Luka Doncic. And he was exposed last night heavily by Steph Curry, man. Steph Curry was doing his thing, shucking and jiving, razzle dazzle, hitting the threes, doing the shimmy. He was doing Steph Curry. Once again, what Steph Curry's been doing in the NBA for all of these years. And this more the same last night. And LeBron James been living in Steph Curry's world. He's still living in Steph Curry's world. And there's nothing that he can do. Nothing he can do. I mean, you think about the things that Steph Curry has done in the same time that LeBron James has been in the NBA. He's won just as many championships. And once again, Steph Curry has 2 championships. We understand with Kevin Durant. We get all of that. But Steph Curry also has 2 championships without Kevin Durant, without any of these quote-unquote super teams. So once again, Steph Curry was able to do more with less, right? We've talked about this. You guys get that. But if we think about just this last year, let's just think about this last year, guys. The calendar year from the summer to the summer. We're getting ready to go into spring and summer right now. Let's go for this entire calendar year of basketball. And we'll start with the Summer Olympics, right? Let's start with the Summer Olympics, guys. And what happened during the Olympics? Once again, Steph Curry put on a show and saves LeBron James and the USA Olympic team. Saved them from, almost what looked like a certain loss against Serbia. Steph Curry pulled out what he does. He did Steph Curry things. Carry LeBron James and the USA team. Saving them. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. I watched the entire game, guys. Steph Curry's not there. The USA team doesn't beat Serbia, guys. And then we think about the gold medal game against France. Same scenario. Steph Curry coming through when it mattered most. But they gave the MVP to LeBron James. So I did a video. I told you guys that LeBron James, once again, gets an MVP award while he's standing around watching another player's greatness. The same thing that he did with Kyrie Irving in the 2016 finals when he stood around the corner there when Kyrie Irving sized up Steph Curry and made that shot. What was LeBron James doing? Literally, guys, standing in the corner, blowing on his hands. That's what he was doing in that moment. So he was the witness to Kyrie Irving's greatness. But they gave LeBron James the Finals MVP when we all know that Kyrie Irving probably should have gotten the MVP or he deserved mention for that Finals MVP. Did LeBron James pull Kyrie Irving out during the Finals MVP ceremony that year? Did he put his arm around him like Michael Jordan put his arm around Scottie Pippen in 97? No, LeBron James didn't do that. What LeBron James do instead, he decided to say that made him the greatest of all time. So once again, witnessing Kyrie Irving's greatness made LeBron James the greatest of all time. Same thing in the Summer Olympics. LeBron James there witnessing Steph Curry's greatness. Witnessing Steph Curry save him. Save him. Because we all know that Steph Curry saved LeBron James, but we all know what would have happened if the USA would have lost that game, right, and got bronze medal, let's say. They would have blamed Steph Curry, guys. They would have been blaming Steph Curry. They would have been blaming Kevin Durant. They would have been blaming Joel Embiid. They would have blamed everyone else except for LeBron James. They would never have blamed him. LeBron James gets finals. He gets an Olympic MVP for watching Steph Curry carry the USA team. Once again, living in Steph Curry's world during the Olympics. Steph Curry put in the show, was the MVP, was the best player on that team handedly. The best clutch time performer on the Olympics, living in Steph Curry's world. Then let's fast forward to the All-Star game a couple of months back. You guys remember what happened during the All-Star game? Did LeBron James show for the All-Star weekend? Did he try to help lift the NBA up? Remember, this is the same guy that was telling us that the NBA has a bunch of problems in three-point shooting and this and that, even though LeBron James contributes to those problems. He's a three-point chucker. No one thinks LeBron James is a shooter, but LeBron James has taken more threes than Reggie Miller. Who the hell does he think he is? Once again, not helping the game. You're out there chucking up threes when you can't even shoot free throws, but you're shooting threes. He talks about load managing. LeBron James a load manager. Talks about flopping. LeBron James a flopper. Right? These are all things that we talked about. And then he talked about the All-Star game. Oh, yeah, the All-Star game needs revamping. It needs to do this. But then you don't show up. You talk about what the NBA needs to do, how the All-Star game has gone downhill. Dude, you've contributed heavily to the going of that downhill of the All-Star game. Right? When Kobe Bryant was trying to call you out in the 2012 All-Star game and trying to get you to compete, you didn't want none of Kobe Bryant. You didn't want none of that. But we're going to believe that you would have been a good matchup in 2009 NBA Finals against Kobe Bryant if you would have made it. No, Kobe Bryant would have did the same thing that he did to you in the All-Star game a couple years later, even though it would have been even worse in the finals. You couldn't even step up to the challenge in the All-Star game. We're supposed to believe he would have stepped up to the challenge in the 2009 finals. Hell no, he would not have. He would have folded up in that moment, and they would have blamed his teammates. That's what would have happened. Right? These are the facts. So Steph Curry put in the show during the All-Star game. LeBron James didn't even show up. Didn't even show. He's a late scratch. So once again, he cheated out on another player from participating in the All-Star game. Right? He screwed the NBA over by being a late scratch instead of announcing it in advance so that they could find a replacement for LeBron James. Because LeBron James don't care about any of that stuff. He don't care about the NBA. He don't even care about his fans. All the people, these clowns out here that voted LeBron James to the All-Star game. All you fools out there, he didn't even have enough respect for y'all to show up. To show up and play. Not even 10 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. He couldn't even put the uniform on. The man came out wearing civilian clothes. Because what that showed in that moment is that LeBron James was just there for the adulation. He was just there for the applause. He was just there for the praise. He wasn't there to participate. So he came there in street clothes and really literally walked out with these guys. It's insane, man. The dude is a joke, man. He's a straight embarrassment. I'm embarrassed for LeBron James and his fans who really think that he cares about them, who really think that he loves the game of basketball. He's a really nice guy, LeBron. He's a dirtbag. So Steph Curry had to show up in the All-Star game because LeBron James wasn't going to be there. So Steph Curry had to show up and put on a show. Put on a show. And remember, he captured the All-Star Game MVP this season. So, once again, another instance where LeBron James being saved by Steph Curry, right? And once again, living in Steph Curry's world. These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. And when we think about last night, it's just more of the same. Just more of the same. Steph Curry has dominated LeBron James when it mattered most. Not saying that last night was a huge indicator or a huge game, in their season. But when we think about the NBA Finals, once again, Steph Curry has owned LeBron James in the NBA Finals. I don't want to hear about Kevin Durant. I don't want to hear about that. Because once again, LeBron James did not step up to the challenge. They did the challenge on. You guys didn't want to keep that same energy for Steph Curry in 2015 or 2016. I don't want to hear about 2017 or 2018 when LeBron James would not even take the challenge of guarding Kevin Durant, not even attempting to guard this man. The 2017 NBA Finals is an embarrassment of epic proportions. Kevin Durant was allowed to go out there and average historic numbers in the finals because LeBron James refused to guard this man. Just playing scared, switching screens. I mean, insane. I mean, this guy will get a screen from like Steph Curry and he'll switch the screens. Like, give me a break, dude. Like I said, you had guys like Richard Jefferson and J.R. Smith, Jeff Green guarding Kevin Durant in the finals when you're supposed to be that dude. It's an absolute joke, man. That's when the finals is a joke. That's why I was saying, like, I don't want to hear about Kevin Durant when you had your super team. Steph Curry didn't have no super team in 2015, 2016, and still was able to beat LeBron James one of those years. And we all understand, if Draymond Green doesn't sabotage the Warriors in 2016, if Steph Curry's not, Steph Curry's probably 80% in those finals. And once again, there's no excuse for Steph Curry. He did not play great in the finals. He just did not. He was outplayed by Kyrie Irving. No doubt. Steph Curry's not perfect. No one ever said he was. But they talk about LeBron James as if he is perfect when he's nowhere near that. Steph Curry's closer to perfection than LeBron James will ever be. I don't see Steph Curry walking on the court as much as LeBron James does. I don't see Steph Curry not making it across half court like as much as LeBron James does. I don't see Steph Curry standing in the corner, blowing on his hands, wiping his chest as much as LeBron James does. I don't see Steph Curry walking off the court early as much as LeBron James does. I don't see Steph Curry flopping all over the court as much as LeBron James does. I don't see this stuff. We see LeBron James do this. And the stature of LeBron James versus Steph Curry expose and embarrass LeBron James even more. You're flopping at that high of a level. You're that lazy at that size. But everyone promotes your longevity and your durability and your conditioning. You're a workout machine. They don't promote these things for Steph Curry. Steph Curry's actually probably in better shape than LeBron James is. Maybe not as strong as LeBron James, but to me has better conditioning. That's what it seems to me. He's able to run around the court all this time and do all these things. He's not standing around, walking around like LeBron James is. 50% of the game. Half the game, LeBron James is standing or walking. So how great is your conditioning? And then every once in a while, LeBron James will sprint for a dunk or cherry pick for a layup or something or do a chase down block and people are impressed. The dude's been conserving his energy all game long. So LeBron James, you guys know the deal, continues to live in Steph Curry's world, man. It's Steph Curry's world. Until he leaves, LeBron James living in Steph Curry's world, man. Steph Curry been carrying LeBron James and carrying the NBA. Well, I mean, think about how bad the NBA is, guys. And think about how bad it would be without Steph Curry. I mean, Mike, you think about it, guys. You would have an era led by LeBron James, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook. These would be the big name guys of the 2010s. Those would be the top 5 guys. So without Steph Curry there, this is what you would be dealing with. Clown Kevin Durant, soft, sensitive Kevin Durant, who makes burner accounts, who does nothing on the court except for shoot the basketball. Hasn't gained a pound of muscle since he's been in the NBA. Can't even get a decent haircut. Has no personality, no swag, not a leader at all. You got that clown who says, oh, y'all know my name. I'm Kevin Durant. I'm the guy that had to join Steph Curry to win. Yeah, we know your name. You're a loser. You're a clown, dude. Oh, I'm a basketball god. The same basketball god that blew his Achilles out. I don't know no gods that get injuries like this. Once again, you talk about yourself as if you're on another level, as if you're better than a regular person, and what happens? Karma comes and strikes you down, right? Once again, that would be what we'd have. Then we would also have the Paul Georges, Podcast P, Pandemic P, Pinky P. This would be one of the guys you'd have to deal with, a Paul George who thought that he was good enough for a no-trade clause and a max contract. The dude, how many games did Paul George play this season? That guy wanted a max contract and a no-trade clause. What? Paul George. I've heard one of the NBA players, oh, Paul George, my GOAT. What clown says Paul George is my GOAT? He's your GOAT, and you don't know anything about basketball. You have not been watching basketball but over the last 5 years then. You're an idiot. You're a straight clown. Go do some research and learn about the history of the game. You sound ridiculous, Paul George, my GOAT. You guys are a joke, man. But you'd have to deal with him. You'd have to deal with Kawhi Leonard, the diva Kawhi Leonard. And once again, I respect Kawhi Leonard as a basketball player before 2017. After 2017, I got no respect for Kawhi Leonard, man. The way that he was a diva with the San Antonio Spurs, refusing to talk to guys like David Robinson and, you know, what was the other guy? And Tim Duncan and, you know, just not trying to, you know, communicate, having his uncle talk for him, just being a diva, right? Not wanting to go on the plane. Remember he was on the Raptors? He didn't fly on the plane with these guys. It's just a bunch of diva stuff, man. I'm not with Kawhi Leonard. The dude has missed all these games. No, I'm just not with it, man. The dude, like I said, the dude is frail. These are guys you'll be dealing with, the load-managed kings. People who just don't ever play. Guys who have time for commercials, but not time to play in the game, right? You have to deal with James Harden, strip club James Harden, who never comes into camp in shape, who travels all over the court, carries them up and down the court. But this guy they were promoting as the greatest scorer of all time, James Harden is the greatest shooting guard of the 2010s. This is what you would be dealing with. So thank God for Steph Curry, man. Because if he was never in the NBA and you had to deal with these other clowns like LeBron James and the guys I just mentioned, man, think about how bad the NBA is now, where it would be without Steph Curry. Without him, it would be bad, guys. And people will probably try to say, oh, well, Steph Curry's the one who ruined the game. I hear that a lot. Once again, another knock from the LeBron James fans. Steph Curry ruined the game. No, Steph Curry played his game. That would be like saying Michael Jordan ruined the game. Right? And we've heard people say things like that before, but they don't mean it like literally. When people try to blame Steph Curry for the three-point problems in the NBA, they're really trying to say that he's ruined the game. That's not on Steph Curry. That's on these clown analytic people, these fake coaches, right? These fake people who think that they know basketball. That's the problem with the NBA. People are listening to people who don't know basketball. These people who are analysts never played basketball. They don't know what real basketball looks like. They did not watch basketball in the 80s and 90s. I can tell, man, when you can tell when people speak that they did not watch this stuff. Or, once again, like I told you, they did not watch it with any level of respect. They do not respect the history of the NBA. So they say nonsensical things. They'll blame Steph Curry for the NBA and the three-point barrages when you have the coaches and the people out here behind the scenes promoting this stuff. They could easily tell guys, yo, man, we're not going to be shooting all these threes, right? But for some reason, all these coaching staffs try to play the Golden State Warriors game. They were very successful, but that's because Steph Curry, that's what he does. So like I said, you can't say that or blame Michael Jordan, say he ruined the game because he got these guys all this money. Remember, these guys would not be making the money that they make today without Michael Jordan. That's a fact, guys. So we're going to say Michael Jordan ruined the game because these guys are getting so much money now. That's what you hear a lot, right? Oh, these guys are getting so much money, and that ruined them, right? That's not Michael Jordan's fault. That's not his fault. Because when he played, those guys showed up. They gave the effort. They earned that money. They didn't lollygag and get the money and then relax and rest on their laurels. That's what these guys do today. That's not Michael Jordan's fault or Shaquille O'Neal's fault for the way that he was able to parlay his stardom into movies and endorsements and businesses. Magic Johnson, a lot of these guys, Charles Barkley, that were able to, use their charisma, their swag, their personalities to promote and get things outside of basketball. It's not their fault. It's these guys' faults. It's the people in the NBA today, not Steph Curry's fault. So LeBron James stay living in Steph Curry. Remember, when we talk about Steph Curry changing the game, LeBron James ain't changed the game. Michael Jordan changed the game. Steph Curry changed the game, not LeBron James, guys. What LeBron James changed was the mentality, right? To a entitlement era. That's what we got. Not a player empowerment, because that's what Michael Jordan gave the players. Michael Jordan in the 90s era gave the players in the 2000s the empowerment. He gave them the power to ask for a certain amount of money, right? To say, hey, listen, this is what we want. This is what we deserve. The guys in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, all those guys that pushed the game forward to that point allowed those guys to make that money. Michael Jordan, the Dream Team, taking the game global, allowed these guys to make that money. These guys have squandered it. The same thing with load managing. You'll hear people try to blame Tim Duncan and the Spurs. Oh, it was Tim Duncan and the Spurs. They started load managing. No, they may have started the quote-unquote load management. They did not abuse load management, because when the Spurs were doing it, it wasn't hurting the game. What these guys do now hurts the game. Once again, how many times you turn on the TV and the star players are not there? That wasn't what the Spurs were doing, man. And once again, you cannot compare your team to the Spurs. There's no team over the last 10 years that was doing what the Spurs were doing in the 2000s. Remember, they went to the playoffs like 20 years in a row, guys. You name me a team doing that right now. They're not doing this. And the Spurs not only were making the playoffs, they were making deep postseason runs every single year. That was the base for them, quote-unquote, load managing. No one's doing what the Spurs were doing. And like I said, they did not abuse it. Go look how many games Tim Duncan played in. Played a lot of games, guys. He didn't miss a bunch of games. These guys are missing the game. Once again, also, we think about the level of physicality in the early 2000s that hasn't been existing in the NBA in over 10, 15 years. So why you guys miss so many games? Don't make no sense, right? You guys know, these are the facts, man. Shout out to Steph Curry again. Steph Curry, like I say, not perfect. No one ever said he was. You know, LeBron James fans try to act like, oh, they'll talk about the flaws of a player. Like LeBron James ain't got an entire career full of flaws, potholes and landmines all over his career, all over his resume. Steph Curry's resume is just greater, guys. He did more in less time. He did more with less than LeBron James has in his career. And he didn't have the, media pumping him up behind the scenes and, all these trades and free agents every year. He sacrificed for his teammates. He was coachable. And last night was more the same. Put on a show. This is what Steph Curry does. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.